They say some secrets can't be kept forever, especially when shoes wear out night after night and no one knows how. This is a tale of hidden doors, enchanted forest, and a mystery that only one brave soul dared to solve. Let me tell you the story of the 12 dancing princesses. Once upon a time, in a great and glittering kingdom, there lived a king with 12 daughters. They were graceful, clever, and beautiful, each one with a different spark in her smile. They slept in a long hall of beds, each covered in silk and lace. Their rooms were locked at night, and yet every morning the same mystery appeared. 12 pairs of shoes worn out, scuffed soles, tattered ribbons. The shoemakers could hardly keep up. No one knew why or how, but every morning the princesses had danced the night away somewhere. The king was baffled. He declared, "Whoever can discover where my daughters go each night shall marry one of them and inherit the crown. But there was one condition. You have 3 nights to solve the mystery. Fail, and you will leave this castle forever." Many tried, princes, nobles, knights, and one by one they failed. Then one day, a quiet soldier arrived at the castle gates. He had no title, no fortune, just kind eyes and a calm voice. He had once fought in wars, but now sought peace. When he heard of King's challenge, he stepped forward. "I'll try," he said. The king looked at him. 3 nights. He warned. No more. The soldier bowed. "That is enough." An old woman who had heard of his task approached him quietly and said, "Take this, an invisible cloak, and do not eat or drink anything the princesses offer you." The soldier thanked her, not knowing how useful her gift would be. That evening, he had taken to a room beside the princess's chamber. The eldest princesses greeted him with a gentle smile and offered him wine. But the soldier remembered the old woman's warning. He secretly poured it out. Then he lay on the bed and pretended to sleep. Midnight came. He heard whispers, giggles, slippers sliding onto feet. He opened one eye, just a little. The eldest princess clapped 3 times, and suddenly the floor beside her bed opened with a soft click. A staircase spiraled downward into darkness and light. The soldier wrapped himself in the invisible cloak and followed silently. Down, down, down they went. 12 princesses, laughter dancing in the air. At the bottom of the staircase lay a magical forest. The trees shimmered, some with leaves of silver, others of gold, and some glittering like diamonds. They stepped into 12 boats. Waiting at the shore were 12 princes, each as elegant as a shadow. The soldier climbed into the last boat quietly, unnoticed. They crossed a black lake under a moonlit sky and arrived at a glowing castle where music played and candles floated in the air. The soldier watched, amazed, as the princesses danced, spinning, laughing, losing track of time. When the night ended, they returned the same way they came, back up the staircase, back into the beds. By morning, their shoes were worn thin, and the soldier still pretended to sleep. The second night, it happened again. This time, the soldier broke off a branch from the silver tree and hid in his coat. The third night, he took a golden leaf and a jeweled cup from the enchanted castle. Each night, he said nothing. He simply watched and followed and waited. On the fourth morning, the king called for him. "Well," he asked, "have you solved the mystery?" The 12 princesses stood in a row, eyes wide with worry. They thought he had slept through it all. But the soldier stepped forward and spoke calmly. Your daughters leave through a secret staircase each night. They journey to a magical land and dance until morning with 12 enchanted princes. The king's eyes widened. The princesses gasped. And then the eldest stepped forward. It is true, she said softly. We never meant harm. We were under a spell. The dancing felt like a dream, and we could never speak of it. The king sighed with relief, not anger, and turned to the soldier. You have done what no one else could. You may now choose one of my daughters to marry. The soldier looked at the youngest princess, gentle and curious, and said, if she would have me, I'd be honored. She smiled shyly and nodded. And so they were married, not just with celebration, but with great joy. The magic was broken, the hidden world faded, the princesses slept soundly for the first time in years, and the soldier, who had once been a silent guest, became a beloved part of the family.